Hey everybody, welcome to this week's episode of GeekStorm. It's number 189, I believe, 189 episodes, and for a few of those episodes, Sean hasn't been here, and for most of those times that Sean hasn't been here, we've had Lauren stand in, which is, let's just say hi to the Howard County Correctional Facility. We're big in the jails right now, and because they're forced to watch Channel 2 is what I understand, and so it's extra treat for them to have Lauren on the show. Maybe I'm the extra treat. I don't know. However, that's whatever. But thanks for watching, everybody. Hey, I think we've been in some restaurants too. Some of the restaurants that have multiple TVs, they have Channel 2 up there. So we're getting to play. Pretty cool. Hey, we're filming downtown Kokomo at 111 East Sycamore. Kokomo Toys, the greatest toy store in the world, where you can come and get this one-of-a-kind toy, only one produced, for $8. I think it's $8. And there's a million of them. Sorry. Lauren, what'd you do this week? What'd you do?
I watched some X-Files.
Oh, did you? We'll talk about that. We'll talk about that a little bit later.
The new show 911.
You did. Tell me about your love for the show 911. For those of you who don't know, 911 is from a guy who did, I think it's Brad Falchuk.
It's Brad Falchuk, yeah.
And
Ryan Murphy.
Ryan Murphy. Okay, so and Ryan Murphy has done some great shows.
Oh yeah.
This is not one of them.
Oh no.
Go.
So it's a very unbelievable show about the goings-on of a 911 dispatcher. Which there seems to be only 5 for the city of LA.
Right,
and
they all
in a little comm room.
They all work in a Star Trek Next Generation super clean room.
And it's very spread out.
There's nobody anywhere near her.
All the room.
Right, go ahead.
And it follows a fire department, an LAPD officer, and their outside lives as well.
Right.
As they go on these wacky calls. A baby gets flushed down a toilet and they have to rescue her. Snake chokes a woman. Newbie, probie, fire guy, gets to take the truck out for a spin.
Who at no point in this movie is treated like a new guy.
Yeah.
He's not treated like, he's got his own truck. He just hops in it and takes off whenever he wants.
Oh yeah, he goes and finds the ladies in it.
I'll tell you in a minute what it's like to be a new guy on the fire department, but go ahead.
It was just so unbelievable. The very last call the dispatcher sent out, she asked for all available units to help with a burglary in a suburb because a 9-year-old girl is trapped in their home with the burglary suspects.
They're still there.
They are still there.
And she's secreted away. They don't know that she's on the phone.
The LAPD sends one officer with 0 backup.
Right, she's in the neighborhood.
Yeah.
LA is huge, by the way, right? Okay, apparently these two crews, this particular cop and this
fire crew,
they get to go everywhere.
Yeah.
Okay.
They're the only crews available in LA.
Right. There's that's why the crime is so bad. You've got one cop
and 5
one fire truck. Right.
5 firemen, 1 paramedic.
Right.
The cop calls in a favor to the paramedics, like, "Hey, I need a fire truck." Yeah, sure, let's go.
Yeah.
On the low, we'll just send
DL.
a fire truck. Sure.
Right.
It was unbelievable.
It was awful. And it, first off, in a nostalgic way, reminded me of the old show Emergency. It was because that show was. There weren't that many fires in that show. There was no fires in the show from 911 that we watched.
Yeah.
It was all just not wacky, but just odd rescue circumstances.
Yes.
One of them at the very beginning was very depressing. Of course, the young lady who chose to take her life, jump off of something, and that was awful. And I think they were just trying to set the tone of what these people have to deal with on a daily basis, and that's absolutely true. They deal with tragedy, and they do get the kooky calls once in a while too. I've had a girl that was one time, at the park. They have swings, and they have the ones that have like the rubber belt for kids to put kids in, so they're they don't fall off or anything.
Yeah.
I had some like 13-year-old kid in that thing, and he was stuck, and she was stuck and couldn't get out of it. That's kind of weird stuff.
I'm not saying that there aren't wacky calls and there aren't babies in pipes. And
the premise of the show, though, is like you said, the salty fire captain, and he's got a rookie and the rest of the crew. This is what a rookie does when he gets to work every day. Okay, he pours coffee for grown men. Okay, he does their dishes. He cooks, he shops, and he cleans. That's what he does. He doesn't have time to go jump in the fire truck, take a couple Tinder swipes, and go meet some girl, okay? Not alone twice that he does it in this show. That just doesn't happen.
Yeah.
That waits till the 3rd or 4th year.
I did enjoy the you're fired.
Right.
And then
he can't do that. At one point my wife was like, "You need to shut up," because I'm sitting there going, "That's not true. He can't do that. He can't just fire him."
He did. I was like, "Oh, okay, we're just firing people," and then he saves the day, and it's like, "Oh, you're unfired. You're back on the squad. Come on."
It wasn't very good. I did not enjoy it. And I do look at that stuff with a critical eye, just like maybe you would look at like Superstore, whatever the show is, the big box store TV show.
Oh, yeah, I know what you're talking about.
So when you're in an industry, you definitely, and like Chicago Fire, it's very popular. It's been on for seasons after seasons. I've never seen more than 2 episodes of it. I just don't like it.
Well, like, my mom works for the FBI. I could not watch the X-Files in the same room with her just because she would, like, and it's not even the paranormal stuff. She's like, that wouldn't go in a red jacket file. That would go in a yellow jacket file.
Do you know my brother is FBI?
Oh, no.
He is.
Nice.
Sure. So anyway, I know what a failure I am. So,
but I'm not in any of those industries. I'm not a paramedic, a fireman, a police officer, and I thought it was absurd.
Right.
So.
And also in reality, the 911 dispatchers they're sitting there in a cramped area. They've got their coffee mug and their overcrowded space, and they're dealing with several calls at once. This chick had 1 call. She stayed on the call the entire time, which I do realize they do that.
Yeah.
But they didn't ever show anything, any other dispatchers in LA. There's 1 dispatcher apparently.
I think there were 5. They did the wide shot, and there were 5 people.
Oh, were they? Okay.
Typing at a desk.
Yeah, that's how it works. That's how it works.
For the entire city.
Anyway, you can avoid 911. Unfortunately, it did better in the ratings than X-Files did. We're going to get to that in a little bit, but I think that has to do with Murphy and Falchuk with their names.
Yeah.
With it had a ton of star power in it.
Well, shows normally like that do very well. Third Watch back in the early 2000s, that did phenomenal, and it ran for several seasons. So.
I bet there's 8 or 9 of those type of shows on right now. Angela Bassett is a producer on the show, so she's on it. But I could just see her not liking, to be around this much longer. If it's not going to be this kind of thing. It just wasn't that very. It wasn't very good. But what are you going to do? 911. Catch it. It's awesome. Switching gears. Hey, do you watch any of the CW shows?
I watched Supernatural.
You do?
Well, I'm still catching up.
Okay.
Supernatural's
pretty good this year.
I am aware of them, all the Vampire Diaries and the Arrows and the.
That's not even on anymore. Why is she on here? They're doing something weird.
No, the Arrow and Supergirl.
Okay, so you've got Arrow. Right now you've got Arrow, Flash, Supergirl, and Legends of Tomorrow. Those are the main 4. You're going to have Black Lightning soon, but it's not supposed to be in the same shared universe for whatever reason. But they're doing something weird when the shows come back this month from Christmas break. Flash and Arrow are going to be the same, and they're going to finish out the second half of the season. But Legends and Supergirl are going to share the same night and time slot. They're going to have Supergirl on for 4 weeks, and then in that same spot, Legends is going to come back and finish out their whole season, and then Supergirl will come back at the end. So Supergirl will be going out through like May or June, which is pretty late, I guess. So I don't know about that, because I like all the shows to be on. Like, I've got my weeks planned out, and this is what I'm going to watch. But then also, I hate it when you're in a show hole right after everything is over. Like a week after everything's over, what I got to watch? I got to go back to Netflix.
Is there a specific reason why they're doing that?
I have no idea. I don't know if they got something stronger they're trying to push on one of the other time slots, like maybe the Black Lightning. That might be it. But we'll see. I don't know. It's a weird thing. Also in DC news, they have fired or gotten rid of whoever the studio head for DC movies was. Okay, I don't know who he is, and replaced him with a guy named Walter Hamada, and he is best known for doing these Conjuring movies, and they said he's got some universe building experience because they've done Conjuring sequels or movies around
There's
that.
only been like 3.
I know. I don't get that part. But he is in good with James Wan, who's in the middle of Aquaman right now, and that's going to be popular. But it's so up in the air as to what direction they're going to go. If they're going to, Justice League did so poorly in the box office. And when I say so poorly, I mean it's at $650 million, okay? But they expected to be at $1 billion by now.
Yes.
And still suffering from the bad reviews of the previous movies, and that spills over onto Justice League. So like it or not, which I didn't mind it at all. I thought it was an okay movie. I didn't think it was great, but I thought it was one of the best ones they've done. It was on the heels of Wonder Woman too, which is tough to act to follow. Yeah. So it'd be interesting to see if they try to rebuild, if they try to start anything over. I don't know. What do you think of Justice League?
I still haven't seen it yet because I really.
Can we talk to casting? Honestly,
no, I really didn't care to see it. I've been very vocal about that. had no desire to see the movie.
Speaking of people who don't know anything about what they're talking about, we're gonna put a link at the bottom of this. I want people to see how things go wrong when people don't know what they're talking about. There's a website called BatmanNews.com. You would think, okay, they know a lot of stuff, especially about Batman.
I was going to ask you how you managed to watch that entire video.
I know, right? It was only 4 minutes long, but it was two super like Entertainment Tonight like reporters, a young lady and a young man, talking to this kid that just got cast as Billy Batson in Shazam. And he was super excited. He was really cool. I liked him. They knew nothing, okay? They knew nothing about Shazam. They knew nothing about the kid they were interviewing. They knew nothing about Billy Batson. They knew nothing about Zachary Levi, who's the lead in the show. They didn't know if it was a movie or a TV series. Okay, it was ridiculous. It was ridiculous.
Cringeworthy.
So, oh my gosh. I will. Yeah, that's awful. And I'm not saying you're doing that right now, but it's close. Sometimes things just fall in your lap. Right? Thank you. I even had it written down. All right. Hey, we're gonna take. You know, there's no school today.
I heard, yeah.
Because of the thing. So we're gonna have a special guest because my young companion Kyan, who didn't have to go to school today, and he's got an exciting new game he wants to talk about.
Oh, excellent.
So we're gonna do that. So we're gonna bring him in. I don't know how Dukes is gonna do this. Put those phase in. If he'll just sit here, if he'll do something cool. If he'll be lazy and start saying Dukes isn't on the show, so sometimes things don't go, graphics-wise, the way they. Okay. 15, we're cutting it down to 15 minutes. So here we go. So here's Kyan. All right, and I'll do it again. Oh my gosh, we're back. Okay. He's quite an actor.
How am I here exactly?
Well, there's no school today.
Oh.
Yeah. I didn't know you were going to do a bit. Sorry.
I'm here, so.
I wasn't prepared. I wasn't prepared. I'm sorry. Hey, tell us about this exciting game. Now, it's not new. How long do you think Cuphead has been out?
Like since October or something.
Oh, okay, that's not bad.
It's pretty new.
Yeah, it is pretty new.
So there's this new game called Cuphead, and so basically it's a 2-player game or a 1-player game, and you roam around these 4, or fourth one isn't really that big, but so there's these 4 worlds that you have to go through, and so basically the storyline is where so Cuphead and Mugman gamble with the devil.
There are 2 characters named Cuphead and Mugman.
Cuphead
that's Cuphead
and Mugman.
And that's Mugman. Okay, very creative naming.
And then they gamble with the devil.
Oh, you never do that.
So,
do that.
And they lost.
Well.
So basically, he was the devil because they put what they put on the table was their souls for the devil. So basically, they lost. So Cuphead and Mugman didn't want because they thought they were going to win.
What did they think they were going to win? What were they trying? What was the bet?
It didn't really say, but I do know that Cuphead and Mugman just put their souls on the table.
Okay, so that's what they lose.
Oh wait, no.
That's what they lose.
The devil and his trusty sidekick King Dice, right?
King Dice.
Probably like above your head or something.
Oh, he's right here. King Dice is right in this area. Okay,
yes,
good, perfect.
King Dice is right there. So basically, him and the devil. So because the devil didn't come out till later because the Cuphead and Mugman were on a winning streak, and the devil put all the loot in the casino and the whole entire casino. So, and then they lost.
Is this like a side-scrolling game, or is it you get to go wherever you want and do whatever you want?
Wherever you want.
You can. Okay. And is it like does it have mini games?
Yeah, there's bosses and mini games. There's like 2 or 1 mini game.
I played this game and I played the first boss. It's like a set of bosses, actually 3 of them, right?
Yeah.
And they're called the what gang?
The Root Pack.
Root Pack, because there's one is a carrot, one is a sunflower.
No, okay, so there's Motato, a potato.
Motato.
Then there's Weepy, the onion.
Okay.
Then there's Sly Carrot, the carrot.
Okay, and he has psychic powers.
Root
as
vegetables
carrot.
will get you.
Oh, they will. But they're good for your digestion. So, one interesting thing about this game, I don't know if you probably don't. You might, because you will watch a lot of YouTube videos. The animation in this entire game is based on like the Max Fleischer
1938.
Yeah, the Superman cartoons. It's the very same style. So you can see even on his shirt, you can see how it's very cartoony, but the whole thing is like that.
The whole entire game is hand drawn. Every single detail in the game
Really?
is all hand drawn.
Who's the guy that invented it?
There's 2 brothers. Their names are Studio MDHR.
MDHR, and So you think maybe one of them is MD and the other one is HR, and that's the name of the studio?
Probably.
It might be. I don't know.
Yeah.
So it's 1 or 2 player, and you can play. Can you play as Cuphead or?
Player 1 is Cuphead.
It's always
player
Cuphead?
2 is Mugman.
Okay, so when you play with your buddy, one of you has to be Cuphead, and one of you has to be Mugman. How far have you gotten in the game?
Right now I'm on World 2 with Barons von Bonbon.
World 2, and there's 4 worlds?
Yes.
Okay.
The last one's with King Dice and the Devil.
And this is available on PC or Xbox?
Xbox One.
Xbox One, okay. It's on both of them. Okay. And the cool thing about this is, and he's got a couple toys that we managed to find for Christmas, but the toys really don't come out until February. And somehow his mom wrangled them from somebody that wasn't supposed to sell them yet.
Santa.
Yeah. Santa brought them. So it's much like, I think of it like Five Nights at Freddy's, where it was a big thing and a cult following, and a lot of people online knew about it before retailers got a hold of it. But once it's out, I think it'll be, kind of like Five Nights. There's a whole row of Five Nights at Freddy's toys back there, and they've plushies and just all kinds of stuff. And I kind of think this will be the same. You might get some pushback from a million moms on the devil being in the game, but he's the bad guy, so he probably be okay. Lucifer's on TV for crying out loud. But all right, is there anything else you want to talk about the game?
I didn't get to finish the storyline.
How far are you going to go? It's only a 30-minute show.
Okay.
I don't mean to stunt your
Fair enough.
creativity or anything like that, but I have heard you talk about games before, and you get into explicit detail. Lauren, you've got kids, right?
Yeah.
How many? 3?
Yep.
That you know of. So, what types of games are they playing right now?
They are playing Super Mario Odyssey on the Nintendo Switch, and they watch me play Skyrim.
All right. I like the Skyrim.
Yeah.
I liked Oblivion anyway. I played all through Oblivion, but I got Skyrim and only played it for a little bit anyway. But kind of likes the oddball games that are on like Steam. Is that where you got yours? Steam, right?
Yeah.
You download it through Steam. Is it free?
No, it's $20.
$20 to play, but then that's just a one-time thing. Okay, and it's pretty. It's the reviews I read said it's one of the best. I don't know if they call it an RPG or what they called it, but it's in like top 10 games.
So another thing is that so you can play it on the keyboard. I play it on the keyboard because I think it's much easier.
Yeah, I do too.
Then there's the controller, and then there's the controller again, but on the TV.
Gotcha. Okay. Anything else you want to say?
No.
What are you going to do on your day off today?
Probably, I don't know.
You going to play Cuphead?
Yeah.
What else are you going to play?
There's another game that I'm into, Roblox.
Yeah, Roblox is fun, right? Yeah. Who are you going to say hi to? You want a shout out to anybody?
No.
Not even your mom?
No.
Not even your grandma?
No.
Jackson?
No.
What about that cute girl you were telling me about? Oh, sorry. All right. Well, thank you for telling us all about this guy. Hey, thanks for that amazing interview and insight into a new video game. That kid has a future. He'll be on GeekStorm he'll be taking over an episode. Okay, I'm gonna live to 107. By then, I'm gonna guess episode 7002.
Don't forget, you claimed I will die on January 23rd, 2023.
All right, I'm already interviewing. I'm already interviewing people for your replacement. I can replace you in a minute. No, I'm just kidding. That's what people say. People don't say that. Okay, hey, let's talk about X-Files. Because, Laura and I are both big X-Files fans, even from back in the day and everything. And we were excited last year when we got the 6 episodes we did get.
Yep.
Now, it seems, hopefully you know more than me on this, was a lot of what we saw in the last season, was it in Dana's head?
Well, I think that just my struggle too,
Okay.
the last episode.
Okay.
I think that was just the vision because I don't know, I was trying to think about it, but it was just such terrible writing.
It really is. It's not good.
I couldn't focus on any of it. Like the episode, the pacing was choppy, the editing was awful, the writing was awful.
It was full of
Chris
exposition.
Carter's just,
It was,
oh yeah, the terrible voiceover monologue.
and so much of it
while we're
was just
driving.
a conversation between two people, and those two people varied throughout the show, telling people what happened,
Yep.
telling people what is happening. That is the worst storytelling of all time. That's storytelling 101 is don't tell me what's happening, show me what's happening. Okay, and they got more episodes this year. Is it 10?
It's 10 episodes.
10
yes.
episodes, so they have more time. I understand that not everybody, not the casual viewer, wants to see the mythology. So if you had to drag that out through three episodes of mythology, the viewership is going to go in the tank. People want to see the Monster of the Week. They want to see the quirky episodes. I want to see those things.
Absolutely.
But to just dump everything, here's an information dump. Here's everything I know in a big bucket. I'm going to lay it on the table for you. It was just awful. I didn't like it at all.
I didn't either. It was terrible. It was the hallmark of just Chris Carter, his inability to be able to.
He's one of those
put
guys
together a
that's an
story.
amazing creator, not so good when it comes to typing he said, she said, he
Absolutely.
said. He's not a great screenwriter.
He's always hidden behind his other writers
Oh yeah,
in the show. And
James Wong,
it's-
Glenn Morgan, all those guys are giants, you
Yes.
know, and have gone on to bigger and better things. Well, it's because they're really good. Chris Carter, we haven't heard from in years. Now, is that because he doesn't want to do things? That's fine. He's rich. Okay, I get it. You did 12
Yeah.
episodes or something, or 12 seasons or something. So now, okay, here's another thing I didn't know. They did a flashback. Okay, and this is very spoiler heavy. Sorry, I'm not sorry. They did a flashback. Was that actual footage from the episode in season 7 that they did?
Yes, the episode was called Enemy.
Right.
And all of it was, with the exception of a piece of dialogue when when Scully confronted him and said, you violated me,
Right,
essentially. Where are my clothes? I
Right.
wasn't wearing this.
Right.
He said, in the original episode, he was like, you were delirious,
Right.
you've been up for 30 hours, you were passed out, I carried you in, and I took care of you.
Right.
In this episode, in the flashback, he says, myself and my housekeeper did.
Okay.
Have no idea why he added that. Anybody who is a fan of the show like I
Right,
am knows what that episode said, and then you can easily just
Look at it. It's available.
look it up.
It's available.
So
You
I
have to
have
check
no
your VHS
idea
tapes.
why he did that. Now, the tagline of the episode was "I want to lie," and I'm
Right.
assuming everything that the cigarette smoking man said this entire episode was a lie.
Yeah.
The entire beginning was a build up to show that he based his career on lies. He orchestrated the moon landing. He killed JFK.
Right.
He prevented the Buffalo Bills
Yes,
from getting.
that is one of my favorite. I was just gonna say it's
As
one of my
long
favorite.
as I live, the Buffalo Bills won't be.
That's one of my favorite
Super
TV
Bowl
moments
champions.
ever. I love that.
He made America beat the Russians in the
Right,
1980
right.
Olympics.
And
Like,
he's probably responsible for Trump. Let's be honest. Do you think
Oh,
he
yeah.
is?
Oh,
okay,
yeah.
so he knows. It's funny because it's like the first 5 to 10 minutes is, like I said, a lot of exposition, and he's telling you who he is in the opening monologue. He's telling you who he is, what he's done. He's alive. You know, nobody's supposed to know he's alive. He's alive. Have we found out anything yet about Annabeth Gish's character? Why she's
so in
flipped over?
the audiobooks that came out right before this season, it talked a lot about that,
Okay.
and I was excited for this coming season because of what the audiobooks revealed, but it looks like he's just ignoring all of the audiobooks, so I don't know.
I don't know.
Because in the books, spoiler, the cigarette smoking man, Alex Krycek, all of these people are actually alien clones. They're super soldiers that were orchestrated by Gibson Praise, the young boy from the 5th season.
When you say the audiobook, you mean that one?
Stolen Lives.
That's like a play. It's read
Yeah.
like a play. Okay,
There-
I did
there were
listen to
two.
that. Oh, I knew there was a second one.
There's the second one, Stolen Lives, and that one dealt heavily with everything. Gibson Praise is
Okay.
now the Prime Elder,
Okay.
and he's orchestrating all of this behind the books. And
gotcha.
it blew my mind. I was in
Yeah.
my car driving, and I was
Right.
like, "What?
Yeah.
Gibson Praise is evil
Ah,
now?"
he's
Like,
a little fella.
And I was so proud of Chris Carter. I was like, "Look at you getting getting some good stories in there." So I was excited for this, and then My Struggle 3 happened, and I was like, there you are.
Oh my gosh.
There you go.
Right.
All of that up until the very end, I was like, okay, I can forgive all this choppiness. And
Right.
you're trying to like get new viewers to understand what's going on.
Right.
And then the big reveal twist happened, and I was like, okay.
Let's talk about the big reveal. Now, so you're saying that you don't think that's true.
Oh,
that
absolutely not.
He intimated that with a mixture of DNA and his DNA, scientifically, he's the father of
Yeah, he
of
artificially
William.
inseminated Scully
right.
during the events of Enemy.
Well, I've got
which
right
the
here,
timeline's all off too.
I've got right here the actual DNA results of
Of William?
William. So, in the matter of William Mulder, Scully Mulder, Fox, you are not the father. Okay, you're not the father. Thank you. We spend a
I
lot
don't
of damn
know.
props around here.
I
and,
have. I don't know. I think that Chris Carter.
let's go to basics on the kid.
Yeah.
Do you think he's got superpowers of some kind, so there has to be some alien
I think
stuff.
because Scully has alien DNA in her
Right.
that's activated, so I think obviously.
So do you think Fox really is? We're jumping ahead to season to.
I'm
to,
just in
episode
my
10.
headcanon, yes, he is. I don't
Okay.
care what they say.
Right.
That's how I'm operating because
Right.
I think it's just ridiculous.
It will be ridiculous if what the Smoky Man said is true.
Yeah, it's disgusting.
Well,
I don't know.
It's
You
weird.
take the heroine of your series, and not only, back originally,
Right.
you medically violate her,
Right.
but just to medically violate her again.
Right, right.
In
She's suffered
this,
enough.
In this day and age,
Right.
like, I feel like as a creator, you sometimes have a moral responsibility to put out there, I don't know, like last season. Chris Carter wrote an episode where you see two gentlemen that follow Islam. And
Yes.
I was thinking, oh, good, maybe we'll get a good storyline out of that, show
Right.
it in a positive light. No,
Right.
he makes them terrorists. And I was
Yeah.
like,
How many times does Dana have
Really?
to be? How many times does she have to be? And I'm surprised she went for this. She has to read
Oh.
scripts. How many times does she have to be
So-
incapacitated, be the damsel in distress, be the one that is something happened to, be the victim?
I agree. I think that's why she's not coming back, because there's a rumor going around on social media right now that Chris Carter intentionally didn't have scripts available until they both signed on.
Oh.
Because he knew
She wouldn't go for it.
exactly she would say no.
Yeah.
So,
may be.
which is really dirty. And I would totally 100% believe
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
actually occurred. So
Wow.
I think after she read those, she was like, yeah, I'm done. Which I don't blame her. I wouldn't either.
Yeah.
But I just think the whole thing felt disjointed. People were out of character. Mulder slit a guy's throat.
Yeah, that was.
Yes,
I
he
mean,
was attacking Scully. Yes, he should have used some type of force
he
to
coulda-
stop
yeah,
it from
he coulda knocked him
occurring.
in the head. Although
No, I'm even saying.
Why were there scalpels in an exam room?
That's an excellent point.
I'm
They
just
weren't in a
saying,
hospital.
like you can even stab the dude, but don't
Why
just
didn't
go
Scully
for the
have-
kill.
Why didn't Scully? Anybody could walk off the street and apparently go into Scully's room. There were no guards out there.
Yep.
Okay, we saw Robbie Amell and the other redhead chick go walk by, but they kind of bump shoulders or whatever. And I don't even know why they were credited. They didn't even do anything in the whole episode.
It
did
was
they?
a glorified cameo.
Yeah, it was awful.
I think it was to show maybe that the events of the episode Babylon occurred because they knew her.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know.
But that would-
maybe we'll flash back to it in the season where there's a conversation with her in bed and those two. I'm
Right.
sure we're going to see them in this season. They were
Yeah.
pretty good last year. I liked their chemistry and everything. And what they
And
did.
to be fair, we're still in the middle of the story
Yeah.
arc. So,
Right.
like, much like The Last Jedi, when people were angry, you're in the middle of a story.
Yeah.
Like, let the story conclude before you decide whether the film is
Which
ultimately good or bad.
which
And I'm
gets
gonna,
us. Go ahead.
well, I'm gonna give this the benefit of the doubt too. I mean, it's Chris Carter, so not very much, but maybe once we see My Struggle 4 and 4 or 5, I don't know, maybe stuff will make sense, but I highly
Which gets us to the
doubt
end of
it.
the episode, which is I feel like watching this kind of genre TV I've seen a million times, which is we've got the big bad,
Mm-hmm.
we need to deal with it about every 4 or 5 episodes or so. But in the meantime, we just need to go on with our work. Okay, we need to go back to the X-Files.
Mm-hmm. We're gonna wait for William
Okay,
to find us
okay.
instead
Sam,
of us
Sam and
go
Dean gotta
find him.
go catch a werewolf, even though the devil's chasing them or whatever.
Devil's coming out of a hell portal.
We got a case. We got a case in Poughkeepsie. We need to go do that. So that's what we're gonna get. I'm gonna guess. Out of 10 episodes, I'm completely guessing. I bet we're gonna get 3 to 4 total mythology episodes, and then the rest are going to be always Monster of the Week, which is fine.
Oh, yeah.
I think that's what X-Files does best. I think that's of anything they always kept things kind of fresh with their monsters, and then they weave some storyline in, some mythology in with those things too. But
Yeah, I'm a diehard fan. I'm in for the long haul. I'm gonna go see all 10 episodes regardless.
sure, yeah,
It was just a terrible opening.
yeah, not great. I hope.
And he defended it.
Oh,
He went on
He would have
EW
to.
and defended everything, all the decisions.
He would have to, I guess. That's his job.
Yeah.
you know.
Well, he started an Ask Me Anything on Twitter and got about five questions in, and then realized he was in too deep
Oh,
and pulled
boy.
out
Yeah,
because nobody was pulling back.
I left the stove on in my
Yeah, I was like, well, that's a terrible
$1 million
idea, but
Yeah,
I'm gonna watch
that's
this
better.
trainer.
I want to see. You know what I want to see? The TV show I want to see the most is. Do you remember? Did you watch Millennium?
Yes.
Okay, so I love Millennium. It's one of my favorite shows ever. I don't know why it hasn't gotten. I don't think it's out on DVD or.
They released the first season on DVD.
Did they? Okay.
I own it. I don't know about the subsequent.
I know they didn't Blu-ray, and hard to find anyway. It's not on Netflix or anything like that. Maybe with the new Disney, whatever. I really like Millennium. So in the show, Frank Black, he's super old now in real life, and they did a horrible recap ending in X-Files of Millennium. But his little girl, Jordan, is an adult now, age, or would be an adult age person now. She'd be perfect for a show like that.
Oh, yeah.
She could walk on to Supernatural. She could have that type of show for Fox, and it would be cool. And you get Lance Henriksen to come in once in a while as the Bobby.
Father figure type.
Yeah, father figure. I can't remember the guy's name. Bobby Singer. Bobby Singer. Thank you. He'd be Bobby Singer. It'd be cool, and he needs the work, that's for sure. And he's a great actor. He's a great actor. But
he is, yes.
It's super depressing show, but one of my favorite shows. Anyway, and again, it was a Chris Carter show, but it had a lot of
Extra writers.
a lot of great writers on it too. So, okay, that's gonna be about it for this episode. We didn't really like anything other than the Cuphead and the kids sitting here a minute ago. We didn't really like anything that we watched or anything that's going on.
Bad week for
in
nerddom.
entertainment. Sorry. So check out next week. We'll be up to 190, and 190 is almost 200. I'm sure Mike Dukes is coming up with something awesome for 200.
Excellent.
It's going to be great.
Let's have all the people on the
It's
show.
going to be great. I'm going to have graphs. I'm going to have graphs and pie charts for episode 200. By the way, just so you know, I'm warning you 12 episodes ahead of time. Graphs and pie charts.
The plan is to do a new intro featuring each of you in your own element. So like Warren will be in full robes with a wand.
Nice.
Yes.
You'll be
Uh-huh.
stormtroopers with
Oh, okay.
Legion
Oh,
of
I like it. I like it. I like it. Unfortunately, it'll be Sean's last show, so he's not going to be. You don't have to do his intro because he's not going to be on anymore. He's decided. He told me the other day that he's not going to be on the show anymore. Doesn't like it. Doesn't like, again, like I said last time, doesn't like you, the viewer, as much as I do. I embrace. He's a getaway type of guy. Don't. Unless you're going to his store, which is a 121 East Sycamore, and it's Comics Cubed, not Kokomo Comics, which is not around anymore. It's Comics Cubed, where he has tons of stuff that he is wanting to sell you. So
Yes.
We will see you next week, and that's it. I need a sign off. I need a tagline. I need a
And that's the
something
way
about
the
San
cookie
Diego.
crumbles.
Something about San Diego. I need something.
Oh no.
Something creative that has to do with San Diego and the people. I better not do that. Okay, see ya.